drivers, is it possible that you're missing out on a simple, powerful way to increase your income after you've left the restaurant with your order? What if it could take 10 seconds of just a little bit of effort, but the payoff would be immense in light of the work that you're putting into it? The simple tip is communication with the customer, but it's at a specific time and in a precise way. The blunder is just to remain silent and drop off that order. And that's what most drivers do. If you're silent, then you're just blending in like all other drivers. And at best, you're a nobody. So let's fix that right now. Imagine this. Your loved one comes to you and says, I want to fix a great meal for you. And then you say thank you and you plan what it is that you want him or her to make for you. And then your loved one goes back and starts cooking and just talks about how fresh the ingredients are and what a memorable dining experience this is going to be. And oh, it'll be ready in 30 minutes. And then as time progresses, he or she comes to you and says, I'm setting the table, so go wash your hands and get ready. I'm going to serve the meal here in less than 5 minutes. And then after you've gotten back from washing your hand, your loved one comes to you and says, it's on the table. Please come enjoy and let's have a great time together and enjoy this meal. Wouldn't this just be a great experience? Something that would bring warmth and joy to your heart, and sharing a meal with loved ones. You would be anticipating this great meal based on all the communication about the great ingredients. And then your anticipation's building as you get the countdown on time from 30 minutes, and in 5 minutes it's going to be ready. This is a great way to build up anticipation for a great meal. Now, apply this to food delivery, and you can see where this is going. Now, again, restaurants are out of our control, but if they were wise, that wait staff, they would be contacting the customer to share all the great things they're doing in that restaurant to build loyalty to there. But again, we can't control them. What we can control is ourselves. So right away, if something's going wrong with the preparation of that order, you need to reach out to the customer immediately and then try to resolve it. Or if the restaurant has questions, you reach out to the customer and then give them those answers, because you want to make sure everything to do with the food delivery goes smoothly. All the preparation, the packaging. Once that restaurant gives you the order and you put it in your food bag, you prep everything so that you know where you're headed. This is not yet, but almost the time when you're going to communicate with the customer. So start driving. And what I like to do is 5 minutes out, I send the message that I'm going to share with you. And again, most drivers don't do this. And yeah, the customer can be in the app and see when we get there and when we're leaving. But just like the loved one making that meal for you, you're anticipating it. And when he or she comes and says, it's almost ready, 5 minutes, go wash your hands, we're going to do the same thing. 5 minutes out, send this message, because the customer, whether they've been paying attention or not, they want to know when the food's coming. And this is when you can create that bond between you and the customer. That way it shows we care about their order. Most drivers, they're just remaining silent and dropping it off. And they're losing out on the potential for increased tips and high ratings. But you're not most drivers. You want to thrive when you're doing Uber Eats. So let's get into that message. Here it is. It says, hello, I'm Russ with Uber Eats. I will be there soon. Later, please don't forget to rate my service. Thank you. It's a pleasure serving you. Your name. What do you think of that? Let's go through each section, because I crafted this on purpose to get to a certain point. The very first point is you're saying your name and you're aligning yourself with Uber Eats. This identifies you as a real person that they're going to care about, and it also gives brand loyalty to Uber Eats because they're using the app. And as drivers, we're getting paid through Uber Eats. So we want repeat customers. This message is simple, but it really drives that connection that we are part of Uber Eats and we want to help the customer. Next, by them knowing your name, that again, I keep mentioning this connection between the customer and yourself. This has a little bit of a bonding effect because you're bringing a meal that they ordered. They want it to be delicious, and now they know that you, by name, are bringing this to them, and you're going to give them a great experience. And again, they're going to reward you with a tip. And by knowing your name, it's probably going to be an increased tip and then also ratings. We'll get into that. Let's insert a pro tip right now. Think about this. How many times do you actually go online and rate anything or anyone? It's usually when we've had a bad experience, right? If we've had things go well, we are happy and we quickly forget about it. Most things go without issue and we don't even think about it anymore. What really makes us want to rate people is when we're irritated and angry when things went wrong. So here's the pro tip. This is why you're asking for them to rate you later, because if they do, they're going to give you 5 stars. And what this does is it's building up a bank of good reviews, because invariably a customer is going to complain about you, whether it's your fault or not. I like to personally think, okay, something happened at the restaurant and they're taking it out on me because they can't take it out on the restaurant, so why not go after the driver? What you're doing by asking for reviews is building up that bank. So invariably, when you do get a bad one, it's not as bad looking on your ratings with UberEats, and you don't really want to ever risk getting deactivated over something like that. So that's a pro tip. By you asking, that's all you can really do to ask the customer to rate you. It is well worth the effort, and it's already in that short message, less than 10 seconds of effort. So I think it's well worth it. The next part of this message, it lets the customer know that you love serving them. That's why we're here working hard. Do you remember the story, the analogy of your loved one preparing a meal and calling out and saying, it's almost ready, it'll be here in 5 minutes? We're building that bond, that connection between the customer and driver, and they're going to appreciate it. And I do want you to know, many times when I'm sending these messages, I'll say 30% of the time the customer actually writes back right away before I even get there. And they'll say thank you. Or they'll say thank you, I'll do that. So these messages are effective. And again, if you didn't send it, you're losing out on the opportunity of getting ratings and higher tips. And you're never going to know because most drivers don't do this. So based on my 30% response rate, and that's just before I even deliver, obviously after I've delivered, if your tips go up and your ratings come in, it's a success. So it's really not that much work to prep in advance and just save that on your phone and send it. It's a few seconds of work, but immense value to you in the form of money and ratings. This is just one part of the process to make money. What if you follow this tip perfectly and then you ruin everything because of one serious mistake? Think of the effort that goes into each order. On average, I can do them 21 minutes. What if you throw all that time away because you're unaware of a serious mistake that can ruin it all? Wouldn't it be nice to know what that is? I've got good news for you. I've made a video teaching you what it is and how to avoid this serious mistake. So watch that video next. I'm going to get back on the road and get some more orders. I'll see you in that video.